Alright, well here we are in the kitchen. Here's those veggies that I dehydrated the other day. And today what we're going to do is we're going to vacuum seal them up in jars for long-term storage. I did do quite a bit more bell peppers than what I did the first day. But anyway, I wanted to go over the oxygen absorbers. I get them from the Mormon cannery. You can look them up on the internet, and they'll come in they don't come in this bag, but they'll come in a bag vacuum sealed like this. And what I do is I take and cut it open. I put some in a jar that I'm going to be using, and then I vacuum seal the rest of them up in a vacuum seal bag. Alright, what you're going to need is your canning jar lid, vacuum seal, whatever these are called. They come in regular mouth and the wide mouth. Now I've just realized by watching some videos that people are saying these are hard to find. Now I just found them on Amazon. They have gone way up in price. I think I paid like $20 for the set, and that was, well, of course that was about 4 years ago. And it came with the two jar sealers and the hose. The vacuum sealer, this one's kind of old. I've had this for about 4 years, 5 years maybe, and it's still working great. What you're going to need to do now is get your jars. These have already been washed. I've washed, sterilized them, and along with the lids and the rings, and I just put them on there to keep them nice and clean in there. So let me show you how to go about doing this. I'll take this jar here, and we're going to dump our mushrooms in there. Let me be right back. I got my canning funnel. Dump the mushrooms in there. Open this up. Take one of our oxygen absorbers. Now you really don't need to use oxygen absorbers when you're vacuum sealing, but I like extra precaution, I guess you'd call it. Pop that on there, then take your hose. Now mine has a little port there, some of them have it over here. And mine has, I put extra big labels on there so I could see with, my eyesight. Anyway, then pop that on there and hit vacuum seal. Pop that off. Unlatch that. Oh, it didn't seal. Let's see. Let's try that again. Okay. Wow, that's weird. I don't know why it's not sealing. Let me grab a different lid. Maybe this one got bent or something. That's really strange. Okay, let's try this again. Alright. Yep, that other lid must have been bent or something. There you go. You can see that that's on there nice and tight. And you don't need to use the rings, and I don't ever snug them all the way down. I just put them on there just so the lids don't get bumped. Let's go ahead and do another one. We'll do up the bell peppers. Get one of our oxygen absorbers out. Put that in there. Now I can't remember which lid was which. I should have set that other one aside. Okay. Put that on there. There you go. Now what I do is I leave these out, and I'll come back and check them a few times throughout the day just to make sure that that's staying sealed. Okay, here's our tomatoes. Look at those. Give you a good look. Oh, I don't think that's focusing on that. And I'm sorry about my autofocus on this thing. I noticed on the other video it kept kind of going in and out. I'll have to figure out how to adjust that. Put that on there. There we go. Like I said, I don't put these on tight, and I'll be leaving these out for the day. Check them periodically. And when you're doing this, if you're just doing dry canning, you can reuse these. Now, if you're doing water bath canning or pressure canning, do not reuse your lids, okay? But dry canning, I have no problem with it. And then what I'll do is my oxygen absorbers, I'll take those and I'll vacuum seal those also so they stay nice and fresh. And you can always tell if your oxygen absorbers are good, because if they're not good, they'll be hard inside. If they're flexible and everything's still, you know that they're still in good shape. If you can feel the granules in there. But if it's hard clumps in there, you know that they went bad on you. Alright, well, we're going to see you back in the studio there and talk a little bit more about another way you could do this. So we'll catch you in the studio for last thoughts. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing the way I dry can items. Now these are the mushrooms that I just did, and the bell peppers, and the tomatoes, and boy, those look good. Anyway, I wanted to show you some of the other things that I dry can and dry put up. Okay, this is just a vacuum seal bag. I've got a, I guess that's a 2-pound bag of beans. And yes, I still put an oxygen absorber in it. Now, whenever you buy beans, rice, things like that, what I like doing is putting the whole thing in a Ziploc baggie and then sticking it in the freezer for a couple of days. That way, if there's any weevils or any pests in it, it'll kill them off. And then I go ahead and vacuum seal. Now here is something. I'll put a link up here in the cards to this. This is some hardtack that I made back in 2015. Now, if you know anything about hardtack, this will be good no matter when you open it. Okay? You can open this 100 years from now and it'll be edible. I want to show you a few other things that I dry can. Macaroni. Some peas. These are some that I dehydrated myself. Some more macaroni. Shell macaroni and elbow macaroni. Before I forget. Okay, this is iodized salt. And this is canning salt. If you ever put up salt or sugar, never use an oxygen absorber. If you do, the salt or sugar will end up like a brick. And you'll have to use an ice pick or a chisel or something to get it broken apart. Here's some black-eyed peas, some rice, and some mixed vegetables for soups and stews. Now I'm going to put a thing on up on the screen here for you. This is a brake bleeder. Now you can use that as your suction if you don't want to go through the expense of buying a FoodSaver. And if you look up on the internet, on YouTube, there's a lot of people that are using this brake bleeder, and it's relatively inexpensive. I'll put that down here for you right now. You can pause and take a look at that. Then you can look it up. Different places sell it. I do suggest, if you're going to go that route, to get a little bit better one. Don't go for the cheapest one. Don't go for the all plastic one. Okay? And then the lids, you'll still need the FoodSaver lid things. I'll put that up on the screen now. And right now they are available on Amazon. But if you want them, you better get them quick. From what I understand, people are buying them up like crazy. And so if you jump on there and they're there and you really want them, I'd pick them up. Now, when I got mine, I believe I paid like $20 for the set. Right now they're like $44. If you wait any longer, they might even go up. I don't know. Anyway, I'll put a couple of links up here. One to the hardtack and a couple other links that I think you might like. And then, of course, I'll put a couple of videos over here. One down here that YouTube might think that, yeah, I'm tongue-tied today. One that YouTube thinks you might like, one I think you might like. And, of course, you can always click on my smiling face if you haven't subscribed yet. I got another dehydrating video I'm going to be working on here in just a couple of minutes, actually. I got some strawberries. Now, when you do strawberries, or most berries, you want to do them a little bit different than you would the vegetables. And we'll get into that. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe if you haven't. Click that little bell icon if you're just now subscribing. That way you'll be notified next time we upload a video. Till next time, stay prepared.